What's up, guys? We got a deck profile from my friend Anthony, who topped forward at the London DBS Challenge. This is his deck. He was playing SS3, so let's see a build.
Yeah, so obviously SS3, untapped 3 on this size. Okay, it's like broken. So start with the blue. Is playing 3 Zeno, 4's too much, 2's too little. You don't want to charge it. 4 bodyguards. This is essentially how you get all your defense and you don't die essentially. And because you're untapped, you never have to worry about leaving energy up for it. Then 4 super combos. And then to go into the rest of the battle cards, I played red and blue. So played 4 Cabo to help me awaken, and because it's a 15k double striker. Fearless Pan, give all my red cards double strike. It's a barrier blocker, which is actually really good. If you're playing red, you play ability Unleash Gohan. You play this turn 2 if you get 2 reds. So a lot of this is kind of like self-explanatory. Chain attack Trunks, you can take chain attack Trunks into Zeno. So the whole point of this deck is you stall out. Do this a couple of times. Hopefully you can wear your opponent down. This can wipe a board of veggies or of if your opponent swarms you with aggro.
Chain attack Pan as well.
Yeah, you can chain attack Pan. 4 Unbreakable. It's a super combo that pretty much everyone uses in their deck these days. So it's a pseudo super combo. So just play that. 4 Top Up and Negate. If you or your opponent have 15,000 power on your leaders, this becomes 2 cost. I played 3 Jiren. This is the first one I've probably got to properly explain. I felt like this deck needed a boss monster, and it needed a double striker, something that actually dealt damage to your opponent. So I decided on a combination of Jiren and Ghost Tanks. So Ghost Tanks, when you have 4 less cards, it gives all of its tokens and itself double strike. But even still, Ghost Tank summoning the tokens still gets a lot of cards out of your opponent's hand, and you don't use tokens to punch face, you use them to kill guys. So this is really good.
I lost to Ghost Tanks twice in my top 8.
And obviously Jiren's just broken, it's always been good, really good. And for the other 2 battle cards, I play 2 Scientist Fu. Black cards, any non-red or blue cards, really risky playing this deck. And I did get this in energy sometimes with Goku's starting ability, which you discard a card, take 2 cards from your life and put them in energy. But this card worked in the end. It's a big beater. And I play 2 yellow Sun Goku. So this card, for anyone who doesn't know, you can use it to, if you use it during your turn, you can't play it out from your hand, but you can also take a life. So you just use this to awaken, essentially. It's kind of
bad. It's kind of bad.
Probably take it out, to be honest. And then for the extra cards, I play 4 Negate and 3 Senzubin. You're a blue leader, you should 100% play these cards. It's just bad not to. Then for the side deck, which is where I guess I'm going to have to explain cards,
Anthony in spirit as well.
I play 2 Encouraging Present Monarcha. It's because you always untap in this deck, so essentially it's just 1 mana draw card, and I decided to try it and it works pretty well. The 4th Senzubin, self-explanatory, use it against aggro. So this one needs explaining. Relentless Super Saiyan Son Goku. So his abilities on the turn he's played, he gains 5,000 power until your next turn. He has double strike. He also has the permanent that he can't be KO'd by skills. So what that means is if he attacks, your opponent can't Shigesh him. They can't Shigesh explosives him, they can't Shigesh KO him. And a lot of people forget that, so I'd attack with this, they would Shigesh explosive him, and I'd be like, that's fine. You still have to block my attack. Which would be comboed to like, if they're on 2 or less life, you combo this to like high heaven and then they just lose. And I gamed 3 people throughout the day using that.
Nice.
Play Assassination Plot, this is only for the Pan matchup. Essentially you play this and you kill 2 of their guys. 4 mana kill 2 battle cards is pretty decent. And what Assassination Plot does is it kills, choose any number of guys of their battle cards up to 30,000 and KO them. So you use this, you pick 2 15Ks and they die. Planet M2, kind of the same logic behind this, where you use it to weaken their guys and hopefully KO them easier. Mecha Freezer, so you have no legitimate way. I guess you could hopefully charge 2 yellow, but that would be bad. Your only real way to play the Mecha Freezer is to, if I can find a card that's at the bottom, is to chain attack into Mecha Freezer. So you play chain attack. Your opponent expects the Zeno to come out, but you chain attack into Mecha Freezer, pitch a card, kill 2 of their cards, and then you have a 15k double striker, which has dual attack. And it's just a pretty strong combo. And then you can use this to kill another active card they have. Sometimes you can clear 3 cards off their board and still have like a 15k double striker. So it worked out very well for me. I used it to beat a lot of veggie decks. And one 8 player that didn't play King Vegeta on curve. And on my turn 3, which obviously is 4 mana with the Son Goku leader, I went chain attack into this after siding. This was in game 2, and KO'd 2 of his apes that he marched out, and then he just scooped. And then for my last 2 cards, I play last 4 cards, sorry. I play 2 Warrior Marsan. This is against aggro. I sided this in and never used it. I'd probably change this. And 2 Haru Haru. I only played against 1 yellow deck throughout the day, and I never saw this card. I think I'd probably up this to more copies of Haru Haru. That's pretty much it for the deck. One other thing I'd say is, again with this deck, because you charge these randomly off the top of your deck, you preferably don't want to play too many non-red or non-red-blue cards. So my kind of theory, whenever I sided in a non-red or blue, a non-red or blue card, so a black or yellow, was I'd always make sure that the numbers would never over 4. So if I took out 2 Son Goku, I put in 2 Mecha Freezer. If I took out the Mecha Freezers, I put in 2 Haru Haru. If I took out these, I put in 2 Marsen. But the number would never go over 4, so I'd never side in all 6 of these at the same time. So using that logic, it kept it down to a minimum. It like lowers your chances considerably, obviously, and just getting it. And that's pretty much it.
Any changes or what were the matchups like?
So this deck's made to beat veggies. Sadly, I lost in my top 4 against Pan because this deck's hardest matchup. It loses to any deck that can sustainably pit out threats every single turn. Any deck that can put out multiple threats, you just can't stop. And this deck just loses to Pan essentially. It's made to beat veggies. It beats veggies very well. Obviously, because the Zeno apes never can beat you. All the other decks, it beats the mirror match because this build's just made to beat the mirror. It does very well against pretty much every deck. It also struggles against the wombo combo decks like Zamafu, but if you know how to play against the deck, then you can usually survive. So, aside from that, it was pretty easy.
Okay, great. Thanks for your time.
No problem.